Welcome back to Beyond Discovery. Take a look around for just a second. Your phone. Your home. The city outside your window. Everything feels normal. But now, forget everything you know. Imagine rewinding time. Not hundreds of years. Not thousands. Millions. Long before humans built cities. Long before anyone wrote history. Long before the first human ever walked across the earth. Our planet already looked very different. Massive forests stretched across entire continents. The oceans were filled with creatures unlike anything alive today. And giant dinosaurs ruled the land. Now here's a question that sounds like science fiction. What if someone was already watching? Not from another country. Not from another continent. But from somewhere far beyond our solar system. Think about it. The universe is nearly 14 billion years old. Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Modern humans? We've only been here for around 300,000 years. Compared to the age of the universe, we've existed for less than the blink of an eye. Which raises an uncomfortable possibility. If another civilization formed just 1 million years before us, they wouldn't simply be more advanced. They could be unimaginably advanced. Imagine meeting someone from the future. Not 100 years ahead. Not 1,000. But 1 million. Would they even look like us anymore? Would they still need spaceships? Would they still use language? Or would their technology seem like pure magic? Here's something even stranger. Every night, thousands of stars fill the sky. Many of them are billions of years older than our sun. If planets formed around those stars, life may have had an enormous head start. Maybe while dinosaurs were fighting for survival on Earth, another civilization had already invented electricity. By the time humans discovered fire, they might have been exploring entire galaxies. It's an incredible thought. But it leads to an even bigger question. If civilizations like that exist, why haven't we seen them? No giant spaceships. No clear messages. No undeniable proof. Just silence. Or is it really silence? Let's go back to prehistoric Earth. Imagine standing on an open plain nearly 50,000 years ago. A small group of humans sits around a fire. They've never seen a city. They've never imagined airplanes. Even lightning feels supernatural. Then, a strange light appears in the sky. It moves without making a sound. It stops, changes direction, then disappears. How would they explain it? A god? A spirit? A sign from the heavens? We don't know. Because those people left no written records. Only stories. Passed from one generation to the next. Stories that slowly became myths. Legends. Religions. Coincidence? Maybe. But something interesting happens as human civilization grows. The stories never completely disappear. Instead, they evolve. Every culture on Earth, no matter how isolated, seems to have strange tales about beings descending from the sky. Some describe glowing lights. Others speak of teachers from the stars. Some even claim mysterious visitors changed the course of human history. Could they all be wrong? Absolutely. But could they all be describing something they simply didn't understand? That's a question science still can't answer. Because here's the truth. We don't have proof that aliens visited ancient Earth. But we also don't have proof that they didn't. And that's where this mystery truly begins. Because thousands of years later, as civilizations became more advanced, the stories didn't stop. They became even stranger. Ancient monuments, impossible carvings, and mysterious lights in the sky. Were our ancestors simply telling stories? Or were they trying to describe something they had actually seen? Human civilization kept moving forward. Villages became cities. Cities became kingdoms. And everywhere people settled, the stories followed them. At first, no one really paid much attention. After all, every civilization has legends. Dragons, sea monsters, lost kingdoms. Why should stories about visitors from the sky be any different? But then, archaeologists started noticing something strange. The same idea kept appearing. Again. And again. And again. Thousands of kilometers apart. On continents that had never met each other. Ancient people kept describing mysterious beings descending from the heavens. Coincidence? Maybe. But let's take a closer look. Travel back nearly 4,500 years. To the Egyptian pyramids. Even today, standing beside the Great Pyramid feels unreal. Each stone block weighs several tons. Some weigh even more. There are over 2 million of them. Without cranes. Without trucks. Without modern machines. How did they build something so precise? The simple answer is human determination. Thousands of skilled workers. Decades of construction. Ingenious engineering. Most archaeologists agree on that. But here's where things become interesting. Some people looked at the pyramids and came to a very different conclusion. Humans couldn't have done this alone. That idea spread across the world. Then people started looking elsewhere. Stonehenge. The giant Moai statues on Easter Island. The Nazca lines stretching across the deserts of Peru. Massive drawings so enormous, you can barely recognize them from the ground. Yet from high above, they suddenly make perfect sense. Why? Who were they made for? No one knows for certain. The mystery only grew larger. Then came the ancient texts. Stories describing shining beings descending from the sky. Flying chariots. Fire coming from the heavens. Powerful visitors teaching humans knowledge they had never seen before. Today, most historians believe these stories were symbolic, religious, or poetic. And that's entirely possible. But imagine hearing thunder without knowing electricity exists. Imagine watching a solar eclipse without understanding astronomy. How would you describe it? You'd probably use the only words you had. Magic. Gods. Heaven. Maybe. Ancient people weren't trying to write science. Maybe. They were simply describing something they couldn't explain. Of course, that doesn't prove aliens were here. Not even close. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And so far, that evidence doesn't exist. But here's the part that fascinates scientists. The universe is unimaginably large. There are hundreds of billions of galaxies. Each one contains hundreds of billions of stars. Many of those stars have planets. Some of those planets may look a lot like Earth. Which raises a simple question. If intelligent life has appeared here, why couldn't it appear somewhere else? Maybe the stories aren't evidence of alien visitors. Maybe they're evidence of something even more human. Our endless desire to understand the unknown. Because whenever we face a mystery, our imagination rushes in to fill the gaps. And yet, even after thousands of years, one question refuses to disappear. If aliens really exist, where are they? Because the modern world has cameras, satellites, radar, the internet. Surely, if someone were visiting Earth, we'd know by now. Right? Well, that's exactly where our story takes an unexpected turn. Because the strangest sightings didn't happen thousands of years ago. Some of them happened just a few decades ago. And this time, people brought cameras. The 20th century changed everything. For the first time in history, humans didn't just look up at the sky. We began watching it. Radar, military aircraft, satellites, high-speed cameras. Technology was advancing faster than ever before. Which meant, if something unusual appeared, someone was probably going to see it. And then, something happened. It was the summer of 1947. A ranch owner in New Mexico discovered strange pieces of debris scattered across his land. The material looked unlike anything he'd ever seen. It was incredibly light, oddly strong, almost impossible to destroy. The US military quickly arrived, collected everything, and released a shocking statement. They had recovered a flying disc. Newspapers exploded. People couldn't believe it. Had humanity finally found proof? But just one day later, the story changed. The military claimed it wasn't a flying saucer after all. Just a weather balloon. Simple. Case closed. Or was it? Because from that moment on, millions of people stopped trusting the official explanation. The incident became known as Roswell. Even today, nearly 80 years later, people are still arguing about what really happened. Some believe it was a misunderstanding. Others believe the government covered up the greatest discovery in human history. No one has ever proved either side. And that's exactly why Roswell refuses to disappear. Then, things became even stranger. Pilots started reporting objects moving in impossible ways. Objects that could stop instantly, accelerate without visible engines, turn at angles no aircraft should survive. Professional pilots, military pilots, people trained to recognize every known aircraft. Many admitted they had absolutely no idea what they were looking at. Decades later, several of those videos were officially released. For the first time, the US Navy confirmed the footage was real. Not fake. Not edited. Real videos. Real unidentified objects. Notice something important. They didn't say aliens. They said unidentified. Those two words are very different. An unidentified object isn't automatically an alien spacecraft. It simply means no one knows what it is. And honestly, that's even more fascinating. Because mystery leaves room for questions. Could they be secret military technology? Experimental drones? Natural atmospheric phenomena? Or something we've never imagined? Every possibility is still on the table. Then there's one place almost everyone has heard about. Area 51. Officially, it's just a highly classified military testing facility. Nothing more. Yet for decades, people have claimed it hides crashed alien spacecraft. Some even believe alien bodies were taken there. Is there evidence? No. Is there proof? Also no. But when a place is surrounded by secrecy, people naturally begin creating stories. Sometimes the truth is boring. Sometimes the mystery becomes far more powerful than reality itself. And after all these years, we're left with the same question. Thousands of reports, hundreds of videos, decades of investigations. Yet, not a single piece of undeniable proof. Which leads us to perhaps the strangest question of all. Maybe the reason we haven't found aliens isn't because they aren't there. Maybe it's because they don't want to be found. And if that's true, there's one terrifying possibility. That changes everything. What if advanced civilizations are deliberately staying silent? Because contacting another civilization could be the biggest mistake they'll ever make? Maybe we've been asking the wrong question all along. For decades, humanity has been searching the skies, listening for radio signals, building larger telescopes, and waiting for someone to finally say, hello, but what if? No one answers. Because no one is supposed to? Imagine you're walking through a forest late at night. You hear something moving in the darkness. You don't know what it is. It could be harmless. Or it could be a predator. Would you shout, hey, I'm over here? Probably not. You'd stay quiet. Very quiet. Now imagine an entire galaxy working exactly the same way. This idea is known as the dark forest theory. It suggests that every intelligent civilization is hiding. Not because they're afraid of being discovered, but because making yourself known could be the last mistake you'll ever make. Maybe every civilization out there is silently watching the stars, waiting to see who speaks first. A terrifying thought. But it's not the only possibility. There's another idea that's somehow even stranger. It's called the zoo hypothesis. Think about the animals in a wildlife reserve. They live their lives naturally. The researchers watch from a distance. They don't interfere unless it's absolutely necessary. Now ask yourself, what if humanity is the wildlife? What if another civilization has been observing Earth for thousands of years without ever revealing themselves? Not because they can't, but because they're waiting. Waiting for us to become advanced enough. Waiting for us to stop fighting each other. Waiting for us to prove that we're ready. Sounds impossible? Maybe. But remember, just a few hundred years ago, electricity sounded impossible. The internet sounded impossible. Landing on the moon sounded impossible. History has a strange habit of turning yesterday's fantasy into tomorrow's reality. Will we ever meet another intelligent civilization? Nobody knows. Maybe the universe is completely empty. Maybe we're the first. Maybe we're the last. Or maybe Tonight, somewhere beyond the stars, another civilization is asking the exact same question. Are we alone? And perhaps they're staring at our sun, wondering if someone is looking back. That's what makes this mystery so fascinating. Not because we have all the answers, but because we don't. Every new telescope, every new space mission, every new discovery brings us one tiny step closer. Maybe one day, humanity will finally receive a message. Maybe one day, we'll send one back. Until that moment arrives, the greatest mystery in the universe remains unsolved. And honestly, maybe that's what makes it so exciting. If you enjoyed today's journey, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Beyond Discovery. Every week, we explore the greatest mysteries of space, science, and the universe, one incredible story at a time. Your support helps us create even more adventures like this. Thank you so much for watching. Stay curious, keep exploring, and I'll see you in the next adventure.